right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of When It Rays, It Pours. I'm Keith Ray.
I'm Johnny Too Bad.
And, John, I gotta say, you might be too bad, but you're a good brother. You know, today, John came over to the penthouse where I now live solo. And in true big brother fashion, checked up on me and my consumption of some fast food. He was peeping the fridge and he was like, "Oh man, you're had a cheat day or something?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because I did have a bag of Chick-fil-A in the trash. I thought he was digging in the garbage. Kind of not really your style. But you were actually referring to the Arby's bag that was in the refrigerator, and I explained to you that wasn't really me eating fast food. I just happened to have Uber Eats deliver 4 bottles of water from Arby's the other night in an act of economic stimulation, you know. Frankly, I was going to end up way too hungover to drive if I didn't get that water in me that night, or way too hungover to work the next day if I didn't get that water. But paying $2.50
get you a Brita for backup.
That's a good idea. You know, it's been hard to keep up on the water now that I buy it myself.
Yeah, you know I always kept a lot of water.
Exactly. When you lived here, we always had water, basic human need. And now that you're gone, I have it every other day. You know, I mean, we have running water, but it's
just get you a big 38 pack or 40 pack or whatever, and it'll last you fucking at least a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not here drinking it.
Well, I need to get on my water consumption again. It's been mostly juice. Too much juice though is no good for you. But I appreciate you.
Too much sugar.
You looking out, man. I did eat Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, all I drink is pretty much water and booze.
Not a bad regimen, I would say.
I might have 3 or 4 pops a month, maybe. Every now and then at work, I'll drink one for caffeine.
Oh, okay. Well,
but hardly ever.
But like I said, I did have some fish fish fillet. I was gonna Chick-fil-A. So I had a fillet with fish sandwich. No, I had some chicken nuggies and some and a salad from Chick-fil-A, and I was like, well, is that even really a cheat? Because Chick-fil-A is not like other fast food restaurants in that their chicken nuggets are made of actual chicken, not processed chicken paste like the nuggets of McDonald's, or kind of a soy chicken-like foam substance that you would get at perhaps a Wendy's or a Burger King. So it's real poultry.
Which salad did you get?
Just the side salad. Two cherry tomatoes, 17 strings of shredded cheese, and some mixed greens.
That's probably not doing you too bad. Probably. Let's see. A Cobb salad. It's 390 calories.
Oh, this was 1/3 of their Cobb.
Egg and all that.
Yeah, this is 1/3.
Spicy Southwest salad, 350.
Those are their salads that are for meals, though.
But their nuggets they're better than McDonald's, but you're probably saving 50 calories.
Oh. Well, like I said when I started this whole regimen, it was more about fast food is a permanent disappointment. Every time you go there, it's an altercation.
The only problem is you chose the healthy fast food place, but then I know you probably ate a piece of Alfredo pizza
from the night before,
midnight at night, so for your second dinner.
No, this was today. This is today. This is before my afternoon nap.
Oh, okay.
Which was unplanned. I don't know. I
get those good nuggets in you.
Yeah, I thought some nuggets and a salad, I would have the energy to be up, but even Chick-fil-A is still that kind of processed heroin-y kind of food.
Yeah.
It just kind of has you nodding while fucking Boston Legal plays in the background. It's fucking horrible.
James Spader. Shout out to James Spader.
Dude, I love that show. It's a really good show. Bill D'Elia produced it. Gave a rise to stars that have burned out since then.
I never watched it. My buddy Ryan used to always like it though.
Yeah, it's fun show. It's they keep it sexy in the legal profession. It's like it's a show written in kind of a alternative universe where rich and powerful men try and sleep with the women that work directly underneath them, and the women who work directly underneath them just happen to also be super attracted to them and want to be pursued.
It's like a legal version of Mad Men.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's more like but modern, of course. Although Shatner's character is
I
kind
don't know
of
if it's
a relic.
modern anymore. It's like what 25 years old, or it was probably like late 90s.
No, this is post 2000. It's Bush era.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I never watched it, like I said.
It'll put you right to sleep. I'll tell you that. Especially if you've seen it on the
Apparently.
on the
Especially if you got
CW.
that house salad and the nuggets in it.
But-
Should have chopped up the nuggets and put it on the salad. That would have been probably pretty good.
No, but I wanted to dip the nuggets in the Chick-fil-A sauce, which is probably
More
the one thing.
calories.
But that's the one thing Chick-fil-A has going for it is like they have this sauce that's theirs that's kind of like a yellow barbecue
There's
sauce.
a knockoff version of it in the fridge.
Oh, really?
Kroger version.
Kroger makes their own kind of Chick-fil-A-esque.
Chick-fil-A sauce. They got a burger sauce that's like Mac sauce from Big Macs.
Oh, okay.
All that shit.
Well, people are under the misconception that Mac sauce is just Thousand Island dressing or whatever.
It's similar, but I think it's got a little bit something different in it.
Yeah, I think they have like some of those
Well, you
little...
worked at McDonald's, you ought to know.
Well, but the thing, it comes in a big
Oh, you don't make it
caulk tube.
You don't make it from scratch.
No.
I guess, right?
No. It comes, you use a gun and it kind of like, if you've ever seen a porno where the guy blows his load, but it's like, it's not like a shot. It's not like, it doesn't like shoot across. It's more like kind of a sad goop falling out of his penis. That's what the Mac sauce gun kind of looks like. Very different, although it is the same style for the tartar sauce. But the tartar sauce leaves these like 3 little tartar sauce roses on the bun, whereas like I said, the Mac sauce is kind of this like kind of like an eking out of sauce.
Well,
Shout out to McDonald's.
Congratulations on kind of not eating fast food.
Thank you.
From someone who actually doesn't eat fast food.
I gotta say, it's been a difficult challenge to myself to not eat any fast food, and really
it's hard.
the only 2 cheats that I've had this entire year is I had 1 breakfast sandwich from Mickey D's, and then of course the Chick-fil-A with the salad and nuggets. I think I'm doing pretty good on the whole for a year where I used to eat fast food,
Every meal.
not every meal, but too many times a week. Well, the thing is when you're poor and you can go to Wendy's and get a fucking whole meal for $4, it's like, hey, come on in.
Well, it's hard.
It's warm.
Hard to grocery shop for meals for just one person too.
That's another thing because, I mean, leftovers, if you make a meal for 4 and eat it for dinner, then you've got to eat that same food for 3 meals over the next couple of days, or some of the food's going to go to waste.
A lot of grocery stores now have like pre-made little meal kits for like $7 or $8, and I mean I've had some of them. They're pretty good, but like I know you're not gonna go. You order bottles of water on Uber Eats. You're never gonna go to the grocery store twice a week.
I realized that I needed to go to the grocery store, but I had already begun to intoxicate myself beyond the point of driving. So, I went with the most responsible thing I could do, which was, put a little change in somebody else's pocket and get those bottles of water over here. So I'm set and good to go the next day.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, when you're doing what I like to do if I have a really good day at work, sometimes I'll come home and I'll do what I like to call a tour of Scotland, where I basically just take 2 or 3 fingers of all the different various scotches that I have in my bar. And it's like, oh man, you can start hearing bagpipes, and in your mind, you start hearing people speak funny. You're thinking about growing your hair out so you can put 1 or 2 braids in it. It's pretty cool.
You know what? Braveheart's wrong though. That at the time of that era, like, their kilts hadn't been even invented yet.
There were no kilts. Were there mullets and
So
single braids in the
hair? They
hair?
didn't actually moon the English and smack their asses. That's all fake.
Wow. I wonder what made Mel Gibson want to do that as an artistic choice. Like, he's like, we got to do something before this battle. Everybody pull their dick out.
They did. They flashed the front, too.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. And the bush, dude. Now, that was accurate shit. He did not hire anybody lacking in pubis.
Yeah.
And hair pubes.
Dude, those chicks in that movie were hot, too. That's part of why I used to always love that movie.
Yeah, well,
his original wife and the little princess or whatever.
Well, in real life, that princess was like 4 years old or some shit. I
don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's fact. She was like a child bride.
I thought the whole point at the end was that she had sex with him, so the king's bloodline died with him.
I do think that they imply that he impregnated her, but she was too young to get pregnant.
Can't get pregnant at 4.
Yeah.
Well, if they messed up the kilt part, but it made a good movie.
Hell yeah.
It was fun.
I mean, that movie is celebrated by white supremacists everywhere. It's really, no, I do enjoy that film.
Dude, speaking of being a good brother, you're over at the house for Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
And which was one of the saddest days of my life.
Why is that?
I tried to play you an old show I used to watch, and that shit's been completely scrubbed from everything.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
An HBO comedy is gone. Like, you can get clips of it on YouTube, but that's it.
But all I know is that if we can't see a show where working and middle class Australians are made fun of, how are we ever going to bring back George Floyd from the
show is
dead?
Angry Boys
Yeah.
by Chris Lilly, who had like 4 or 5 shows on HBO and BBC, and it was on ABC in Australia, same as BBC, but the Australian version. But like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that like you can't even buy the DVDs or buy the digital shit on Amazon.
Really? It just doesn't exist.
No.
It's an unavailable media.
But it's like the dude plays like 7 parts in the show.
Yeah. He like,
but he does blackface in the show. He plays a young American rapper. But he doesn't just do blackface. He does all the faces that you could do. He does blackface,
old white lady
Asian face.
Oh, Asian face.
Old face. Dementia face, because the old lady ends up having dementia.
Yeah.
Disability face, because he plays a deaf dude and a surfer that had an accident.
So someone who was probably a little diminished capacity to start out with, but then of course because
he's just Sydney surfer boy, dude. But mucka bad boys. But like I just had no idea because I mean I watched it probably 2 or 3 years ago. Watched the whole thing over again.
Well, this guy sounds like a really talented impressionist. I saw a couple clips.
He plays an Asian mother of a famous skateboarder. Japanese, plays a grandmother of 2 twin boys, which he plays both the boys, and one of them's deaf. Plays a surfer dude. Plays a...
Yeah, you showed me the one where he plays the teenage boys, and it's like this is like
a
a 30-year-old man, right?
A rapper called Smouse, but then he has to change it to S. Mouse because somebody already had the name Smouse. But it came out 10 years ago. But I mean, I know I watched it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but you can't watch it now.
Wow,
I mean, I totally should have not been surprised because of the culture that we live in now. But to me, it's like, this dude's just a really good actor. He played all those fucking parts.
Yeah,
he does the whole show himself.
It wasn't something, and it seemed like he was trying to make a kind of a positive statement.
He points just as much fun at just normal the non-deaf brother is like the dumbest one on the whole show. Like and the surfer, like it's not like he's
like the deaf kid's actually pretty bright.
I mean, you just can't do blackface and all that shit. But I mean,
well, why couldn't they just remove a couple of episodes?
A cisgender white actress can't play a trans woman even now. Like, they get mad at them for that. It's like, well, there isn't as many trans actors out there. And Scarlett Johansson's going to sell a lot of fucking downloads because they don't even have movies in the theaters anymore.
Yeah.
But
I'm just surprised they couldn't.
I'm going to find a way to get that show. Maybe I'll have to get it.
Maybe BitTorrent. Or if anybody...
Somebody's probably got it on eBay.
If anybody knows where we can find the Angry Boys online, please let us know in its entirety. I've never seen this show before, but the clips that John showed me were...
It's so hilarious.
Super funny. I mean, it starts off. He's like as like an indictment of the juvenile hall system down in Australia, which is a bunch of fucking bullshit.
It's the grandma works at a juvenile facility, for bad kids or whatever, and they're playing soccer. She says, "All right, split you up, whites over here and the blacks over here," and then she takes one dude that looks white, and she's like, "Yeah, you're on with the blacks. So I know you're part Abo." But Australians, I don't know, they are kind of known for being not necessarily racist, but they're just free with their speech about it.
They're
totally like,
yeah. Well,
like there
wasn't slavery
in
Australia,
Daniel.
So racial relations are different.
The main kid's name is Daniel, but then he's got a half Aborigine friend that's also named Daniel, and all of him and his friends call him Black Daniel. Yeah, which is very common here in Indiana too. When I was in college, we had a friend named White Kevin and a friend named Black Kevin. And then we had a friend named Rob, and then we met another guy named Rob, and we started calling him Black Rob, but he was fucking Italian. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a joke because of White Kevin and Black Kevin. We started calling the two white guys. I never actually did it, and I'm named John. You'd think.
Yeah, White John, Black John.
I guess I didn't really have a lot of friends named John. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that is. It's a pretty common name. At least in our family.
You might say it's the most common.
Yeah.
John.
William. William is...
Mike.
Well, nowadays,
Matthew.
Like, Brendan and Brennan are, like, the most popular names. There was something... Or Braden, I think it is.
The most popular name last year was, like, 3... weird symbols in a row. It wasn't even letters. Yeah, it was artist formerly known as Prince, and then the outline of a computer mouse was the most popular name last year. I guess shout out to Chris Lilly, dude. Sorry you got canceled.
Yeah, man.
I think you're talented. But,
your clips were really funny.
But, I mean, his other shows were he played like a private school, like, teenage girl. Like, he just likes to play characters.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything racist.
It's almost like his whole thing is that, like, anybody, like, he should be free to play.
Racism, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. He should have the ability to play any role that he wants because he can. Because he was like he's believable as these people. It's not.
He's gonna be stuck on YouTube for the rest of eternity because he has no platform. Like Netflix cut all this shit. Like I said, you can't even buy it on Amazon. The DVDs.
Gosh, that's crazy. I had no idea that.
Yeah, I knew we couldn't find it that day, so I just showed you a couple clips about it. Then I was like, I want to watch that shit now.
Well, it must be on the whole, like just the whole. They consider the entire show to be offensive.
Well, it
to a point where it shouldn't exist.
It wasn't
anymore.
even just that show. Like it was all he. I mean,
did he do something?
He had another show called Jonah from Tonga.
Is this from the content?
Kid from Tonga. No, that's from the blackface and all that.
Okay, so he was
BBC and ABC and Netflix all pulled all this shit right after some Black Lives Matter protests.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just curious because, like, you never know. Maybe he got Chris D'Elia or whatever. His first name is Chris or whatever.
No, he didn't have any other controversies. It was just all just.
It was the actual
content of the shows. Yeah.
Well, because what I was going to say was, why don't they just delete certain episodes like they're doing with the Joe Rogan Experience? So, like, we can take something that was imperfect and that could have consequences as a form of art and media, and just edit it down to where it's nothing to worry about, and then present it as if it was always as such. So, take out episodes 2, 3, and 4.
Like I said, every episode, he's doing some kind of face. Like, there's going to be someone with a gripe in every episode. Like,
he just, you know what it is? He's just not good enough. As good as he is, and you told me he's great, it's just not good enough to transcend.
He didn't make enough money for HBO to take the heat.
Yep.
Or Netflix. I mean, Netflix has a million shows. They can put whatever they want on. Of course, people are watching that shit, and they probably got it for really cheap. But, I mean, the dude had like 5 or 6 shows on HBO over the years.
Oh, really? So this is not just... He's got a relationship with them kind of like...
I think he had like
Danny McBride.
Where 2 more shows after that show, and that was 2011, so...
Oh, I finally finished Vice Principals. I didn't know that they even made a second season of that fucking show.
Oh, that shit was funny.
Dude, season 2 is fucking awesome.
With, what's his name from The Shield?
Goggins?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy is...
Walter Goggins. Yeah.
He's probably my favorite actor. Like, I don't know. Just the way he plays that kind of sissy Southern man. They're like, oh... My heaven, like he's just kind of like a Southern belle, but a man, and it's
he played a little bit Light in the Loafers in both those shows.
Yeah,
because what was his name, Little Baby Bobby or whatever from the
Uncle Baby Billy on Gemstones. Yeah, that's
dude. That shit was funny too. They were supposed to be shooting the next season of that, but COVID fucked it up.
It's been put on hold temporarily.
I think they're getting ready to start it now, but it was supposed to be start right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Well, I'm kind of glad that they ended Vice Principals so that they could make this Gemstone show, because now they can bring on fucking John Goodman, who is a straight killer.
Oh, it's just Danny McBride. I don't think he wants to play the same part.
Even though he always kind of plays the same part.
In a row. Well, no, because in Vice Principal, he's like the buttoned up, strict guy.
That's true, but there are certain mannerisms that are very Kenny Powers.
He plays different parts, but he plays them all.
with a hint of Kenny.
Yeah,
there's a little bit. Because well, maybe it's just the
even
ego.
Like in that, this is the end, dude. That he was the funniest part of that whole movie for sure.
And he's supposed to be playing himself in that. But
when he washes his feet with a bottle of water. Fixes everything they had in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's
for breakfast.
That's the best part is they had taken all the inventory and they come in and he's like, check out this breakfast. And they're like, that was everything we have.
Yeah, you gotta love Danny.
He's like, we're fucking rich movie stars. Let's get more.
Yeah.
Like,
he didn't know they were fucking stashing Milky Ways and shit.
Well, a little bit out of fantasy world, and
let's get to some topics.
Let's talk about an embarrassment to the Hoosier State. Mayor Pete Buttigieg. I'm going to start this one, John, because as a recently joined member of the Democratic Party, part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Well, I even said I would would have voted Democrat even if Buttigieg was just the vice president.
Yeah.
You gotta support the home team.
That's right. And you've voiced support of Mayor Pete several times, but unfortunately this week he must be hanging out in Calabasas too much, or with some of these tech elites a little too much, because he decided to go for a bike ride, to change the course of history, to reverse climate change, to be a part of the solution. Yeah. Only he was followed by, was it 3 SUVs? 3 SUVs had to escort him on his bicycle ride.
Yeah.
1 to film the bicycle ride. And then, of course, 2 for security. So he's just got 8 mercenaries in in 2 SUVs, and then 1 with a bunch of people who work gig work, making videos, AVs.
Well, and then don't forget, one of the SUVs is to carry the bike up until 1 block away from where he was going.
Yeah,
because he's in the SUV, gets out, takes it out of the back. Or one of the guys takes it out of the back, and then he hops on and rides the rest of the way.
Oh, he didn't even ride the whole way? He was like, hold on.
That's the whole story.
No. I thought it was...
He was on his way to a cabinet meeting, and security staff unloads the bike out of the back of the SUV. Somebody, puts a Velcro strap on his suit. Pant legs, like somebody would wear if they actually rode a bike to work in a suit. And then it's 2 blocks away or something where they unload it.
Now, speaking of somebody,
and then 2 SUVs then followed the millennial cabinet secretary to his meeting as he pedaled off.
God damn. How far back does... That dude's fucking way old.
No, he's not old, man. He's younger than me, I think.
But you're not a millennial? When does fucking millennial start? God damn.
I think he's on the high end of millennial, and I'm on the low end of whatever, Gen Z or whatever.
Okay, so does that make me a millennial?
I think you're old, or you're younger than millennials.
Oh, really?
Millennials are probably 30, 35 or so.
Does being a registered Democrat make me an honorary member of Generation X? Can I, what do I have to do to not be a part of that? I don't want nothing to do. The one after the
Your
millennials.
Generation LGBTQR.
VCR.
I'm not going to say what the R stands for.
Well, I just thought it was just it's just posturing, And I would never want to ride a fucking bike in a suit.
He's on his way to a cabinet meeting, and he is the transportation secretary. That's his cabinet name. They got big fucking cabinets if that's actually a cabinet member.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
They should. Do they call them the cabinet because they deserve to be locked in one? Like, what the fuck?
I thought it was like. But yeah.
It's just, I get it. You don't want to be all sweaty on the job. So don't pretend to ride a bicycle. Just take the SUV the whole way.
It says he has a history of gimmicky stunts.
Yes.
Like doing a desk job on a military base for a few weeks, then trying to pose as a combat veteran.
Oh.
Now these are like quotes from probably some right wing guy, but
yeah, it's hard to find things that are.
This is the New York Post, so.
Is the New York Post a right wing rag?
No, they're not right wing.
That's not like it's not like an equivalent to the Daily Stormer or anything.
No, they're quoting like a radio DJ that.
They're quoting a radio DJ.
Right-wing author and filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza.
Well, there really aren't a lot of lefties on the radio.
Radio host Mark Simone.
I think Sirius XM has used to have Talk Left that had some left-wing people on it. But if you talk politics on the radio, you're a conservative because life has done nothing but kick you in the fucking teeth to the point where you're talking about the news on terrestrial radio.
No, but they said...
how could you have empathy for others?
The Department of Transportation said that he rode his bike to the White House cabinet meeting and he rode his bike back to DOT after the meeting. So they're sticking with it. But, I mean, they've got the video of him doing it. And, I mean...
I just thought, even if it was a legit bike ride, being surrounded by gas-guzzling SUVs totally negates any...
That's what I mean. Even if he did ride it the whole way, it's like, dude, you still got 3 big old engines running down the block.
Well, I get it if he's trying to promote physical fitness, but if he's trying to be like I'm
green. It's for green.
I'm trying to be part of the
because he's the transportation secretary. That's probably the only thing he has to do is try and act like he's trying to promote electric vehicles and bike riding.
Yeah. Well, here's an idea for old Mayor Pete down at the Department of Transportation. Why don't you park it, bud? Park your ass and think
get a Tesla.
About how ridiculous. Yeah, why don't you get some Tesla SUVs, trade those Chevys back in.
I like a Chevy, though.
I do like those big Suburbans.
Black boys.
Dude,
tough.
Tony Soprano. He had the Blazer up until he had the Escalade, and that's when I was like, oh, man, he's slipping.
I wasn't
you know what I'm saying? What kind of garbage man can afford an Escalade?
The kind that runs the company.
That's right. I just thought the Blazer was more like true to the story. The maroon, you don't like the maroon?
I'm not crazy about that maroon shit.
Well, speaking of travesties here in the what's the Indiana state thing? What are we? You know, like there's like the Garden State for New Jersey, or the Sunshine State is Florida.
Are you serious?
Is it just the Hoosier State?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's just saying that we live here. I didn't know if we had like another thing.
No, that's the Hoosier State.
Okay. Well, another...
It's because 2 guys got in a fight. One of them ripped the other guy's ear off. Somebody said, "Whose ear?"
Is that? I've never heard that one before.
One of the wars.
I knew that it was one of the what? The
folklore.
The folklore. Yeah, I heard that they came up with Hoosiers because somebody left Kentucky headed for Michigan and didn't make it. Who's I don't remember how that one went.
2 guys are fishing. One on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, the other on the Kentucky side. The guy on the Indiana side says, "How are they biting?" The guy on the Kentucky side said, "I haven't had a bite all night." He said, "Oh man, I'm pulling them in hand over fist over here." So the guy on the Kentucky guy said, "You really catching all that fish?" He's like, "Yeah. Here, come on over." Shines his flashlight. The guy from Indiana shines his flashlight and says, "Come on over here." The guy from Kentucky says, "You think I'm stupid? As soon as I get halfway across, you'll turn that light clean off."
I don't. So he won't be able to.
He shined the light across, acting like he could walk on it.
Oh.
The guy from Kentucky thought he could walk on it, but he'd turn it off halfway.
And then he'd fall into the.
That's one of Dad's old jokes. Making fun of Kentucky people.
Well, the thing is,
which is one of my favorite hobbies.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the way it works here in Indiana. Because like in Michigan, they're all like, "Oh, if you call somebody from Michigan on their bullshit, they're like, yeah, but we're not like those hillbilly Hoosiers down there in Indiana." And if you call somebody from Indiana on their bullshit, they're like, "Hey, man, it's not like we're like these toothless inbred hilljack from Kentucky."
Yeah, like
we're not putting Mountain Dew in our baby's bottle and shit like that.
People from Tennessee are like, "Hey, man, we're country, but not as bad as those people up north in Kentucky."
Well,
West Virginia's like, you know, we got a corner that's touching Kentucky, and we'd like to chop it off. Same with Ohio.
But if you call somebody from Kentucky on their bullshit, they're like, "Yeah, we know."
Like Kentucky's biggest urban areas are like going to like Fort Wayne or Terre Haute.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's the thing is like, I don't know. If you want to be in Indiana, you got to stay in the center. That's for sure.
They've let
or Bloomington.
They've let a human turtle hybrid be their representative in Congress for the last 20 years. Guy
Carmel,
looks like a
Fishers, Noblesville. I mean, these are all huge. They'd be like gigantic down in Kentucky.
Well, Kentucky's got a lot of like undeveloped, like forest and stuff like that.
Woods, hollers.
Yeah.
They live in log cabins.
Log cabins with dirt floors and
dirty feet.
Like if anybody's ever seen Sling
Just
Blade.
kidding to all of our fans in Kentucky, which
yeah.
I'm sure there are none.
If you've ever seen Sling Blade, when Carl goes back to the shed that he grew up in, where he slept on the little hole in the ground and stuff, that's like a mansion in Kentucky. That's like you got like in Kentucky. if you have like an old doghouse that's been washed out with a hose, you're pretty straight.
Let's put it this way. They're so white trash in Kentucky, a lot of them would probably consider building a house out of pallets.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's actually where I saw the first pallet house that I ever saw.
That's where you got the idea.
That's where I got the idea.
You're like, I want to shame my family. I'm going to act Kentucky.
Well, you know, that's the thing. Kentucky is one of those places where, like, we have a lot of customers at the Ticket Shack from Kentucky, from Louisville and stuff. And, well, you know that old riddle. Is the capital of Kentucky pronounced Louisville or Louisville? And and no, it's Frankfurt. Yeah,
I got the wrong one.
Well, I told that to this lady from Louisville, and she goes, "Oh, it's Louisville."
Yeah.
And I go, "No, it's Frankfurt." Yeah. And she was like,
"That's what's funny is Frankfurt is like going to like Muncie."
Yeah, that's true.
The capital.
The capital.
Like, I could actually get down with Louisville. It's a pretty cool city. But
yeah, no, I like Louisville.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, we pronounce it Louisville because we're familiar enough with French words to pronounce them correctly. Whereas the people
like
that live
Louis
there,
13th.
People from Louisville pronounce it Louisville because that's the only way you can say it with a mouthful of chewing tobacco.
And the mouth without teeth.
Oh, man. Speaking of lack of teeth,
Kentucky is the one place where the Brits are like, man, their teeth are jacked.
Dude, I was at the ice house with our good friend Teddy the other night. You've met Teddy a few times, Austin's baby sister. And there was a lady in there. Now, you don't see a lot of meth heads in the bars out in the sticks. Really, they've kind of all been shamed out of the bars. They know that people don't like that shit, and they'll fucking call the cops if you spend too much time in the toilet. Just because, I mean, meth is a horrible thing, and it makes people into horrible people. But we saw a meth
How they
head.
know they're doing meth and not something else like fentanyl or
Well, that's the thing. If you're not California sober in the bars out in Newcastle, people will probably call the cops on whatever the fuck you're doing.
Anything, huh?
Well, it's just people don't like that shit. Fentanyl and
They just
Oxycontin and
methamphetamine. And that's it in the bars.
Well, and you can smoke pot on the patios and stuff, or hit your pin right there at the bar. Nobody's gonna say anything. But like, as far as like fentanyl, if you're shooting up a pill, or I wouldn't fuck with it out there. Not at the bar. Even though coke has this whole like it's a rich person's drug, it doesn't ruin your life. It is the only drug that's so expensive that kind of can curtail your addiction because you just straight can't afford it. But so it's one of the few self-limiting drugs, I would say.
Well, that's cool for Newcastle bars.
But what I was saying was we saw a meth head in the bar.
The bartenders aren't selling fucking drugs. They're selling booze. So
that's right.
Keep the drinkers.
Well, we saw a meth head in the bar, and I was like, whoa. Like, because in Texas, all the bars are full of meth heads all the time. So it's really... But I was like, wow.
Yeah, usually
so I noticed when there weren't any.
In them too.
Well, that's one of the things. So that's why I noticed. I've been in other states where it's like a lot of tweakers in bars and stuff. But that's why I noticed that it wasn't like that out there. And so when these tweakers came in...
That's fucking drastic, though, to call the cops.
I don't know, man.
When you're sitting at a bar boozing.
I don't know.
Like, you might fucking say something to them.
They'll
chase them off yourself.
They will do that, too. People are not afraid to be, like, real shitty to somebody because they're clearly strung out on crystal methamphetamine.
I can see that, but calling 5-0.
No, the bartenders will. Fuck. Get them out of there. Cool. It's riffraff. They don't have bouncers. So unless they want to enlist a man from the bar to do it for them, they'll just call the cops.
The other people that are buying the drinks more from coming there, they'll go to the other 2 or 3 bars. Yeah,
that's true. You might.
So yeah, that's a good idea by the bartenders at least.
I think so. Well, but it like really struck us like when these 3 tweakers came into the bar and sat down and ordered food. Okay, so. Probably first meal in days. You could tell.
That's crazy.
Like they ordered 3
After
steak sandwiches.
Came out from doing it, or just when they walked in?
Just when they walked in, they ordered some food, and like you could tell they were twacked the fuck out because they're like licking their own eyeball, and they got no teeth at all. Like, and me and Teddy were sitting there, and this lady. Like, the sandwiches at the Ice House are fucking big. This is a big, delicious sandwich. You've had it before, I believe. The steak burger.
No, I've been there. I played their little raffle thing, but I didn't eat.
All that money got stolen. That's why it's under new management. Somebody ran off with all the loot.
Yeah, I never really been around anybody strung out on meth or anything.
Well, the thing is, it was just like, it was a horror show. Sitting across the bar from us, but we have kind of dark
you can tell somebody's fucked up on drugs bad, but
so we're kind of chuckling to each other a little bit. We got kind of a dark sense of humor, you know. And I'm telling you, this lady took a bite of sandwich, and I'm just like, and we just couldn't help but like almost bust out laughing because of the way she was just like smacking her lips. And like licking her lips all over her face, and she looked like a fucking iguana. You know what I'm saying? Licking their own eyeballs. And we're just like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know how I got off on that story. Oh, yeah. The mom and daughter from Carmel. You know, another all Hoosier story.
Oh, shit.
So, we got a couple more. We got a couple local heroes here.
Heidi Marie Littlefield. Yeah, this chick, there's a 41-year-old lady named Heidi, and she was charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder of Frances Kelly, 46. And was her...
Is this her...
ex-husband, baby daddy.
Okay.
So they had a 2-year-old daughter that they're in a custody battle over.
Dang, that's sad.
So she was conspiring with her 22-year-old daughter, Logan Mary Runyon, and her 29-year-old boyfriend, Robert James Walker. And this dude, I guess he kept oatmeal in his refrigerator like overnight and would eat it in the morning or something. But they were
that was weird.
Putting fentanyl in his oatmeal.
Yeah. They're poisoning with the fat.
Yeah, so then apparently he had texted her one night saying, because the lady was over at his house, whatever, dropping the kid off or whatever, and said, did you put something in my oatmeal? It tasted funny. I know you were in the fridge. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. Who keeps oatmeal in the fridge anyway? Weirdo, blah, blah, blah. But so then, like, the dude...
That's a really good point. That's what I would have said.
Apparently, they didn't put enough fentanyl in his shit, and he didn't die, so she came over and strangled him with... Like, he was asphyxiating, but he wasn't going to die, so she strangled him with his favorite tie.
So he's like a wealthy guy?
I think the dude was not... I mean, I think he was fairly well off. I mean...
He was doing okay.
If you're living in Carmel, you're doing okay. I mean, there are...
You got a favorite tie?
Couple areas in Carmel that are a little shittier than most, but...
What are you, fucking Carlton from Fresh Prince?
No, he had a straight job and shit.
Oh, okay.
Apparently he was messing around with a weirdo chick.
A chick who had access to what she thought was a lethal amount of fentanyl.
But, yeah, it came out how she had offered the boyfriend, her daughter's boyfriend, like $2,000 to kill him or something.
Oh, my gosh.
So they pretty much, the daughter and the daughter's boyfriend pretty much rolled over on the mother.
But
they found him aspirating on the kitchen floor. And the boyfriend had said she asked him over the past several months how much fentanyl would it take to overdose someone versus kill someone.
What did she think of this guy who's with her daughter? Like, hey, you seem like the kind of I know you're dating my daughter, and I'm okay with that, but you seem like the kind of guy who'd know about how to poison
like this
someone.
Sounds like a story out of Newcastle, not
Carmel. Yeah. Well, Newcastle has its ups and downs, you know. And sometimes the ups outnumber the downs. But not in Newcastle.
No, the guy said she gave him $2,500 to kill him. Frances Kelly, who was the baby daddy or whatever. And he said he spent it on drugs and had no intention of killing the guy. Then said he was going to get another $2,500 once the dude was killed.
But he just took the money and didn't kill the guy.
Yeah, he just spent it on drugs.
Well, see, when I was out in California this last time, when I was living in the shed, working door-to-door contractor sales, I got hit up by this investigator down in Galveston about the same kind of thing. I had gone over. I had caught head lice from a young lady I was seeing, and so I went to my hairdresser down there. Lovely lady named Ursula, who hit me with some treatment and cut my hair up real good, looking sharp, just long enough to cover up the bites, so I could keep working and everything at the restaurant. And but while I was there, she had another client
just had
come
Dad
over.
Take you out back and get you with the hose like in Shawshank. Delouse your ass.
Delouse me? No, I'm good on that.
He probably
I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. But she had another client of hers come over just to sit and talk and smoke cigarettes, and this other customer was making jokes like, if you know anybody who'd fucking kill somebody, I'll give you $10,000 to kill my husband. And I thought seemed like a fucking joke to me, oh, she hates her husband. I was like, oh, maybe I could help you cheat on your husband. I was talking to the lady and everything. It was a good conversation.
I don't know. This lady, there must be something more going on because they say it's over custody battle. She must be a scumbag because, dude, a woman in this state especially, and probably in most states, the woman has $5,000 to spend to kill her husband. If she just puts that on a halfway decent lawyer, she's going to get the kids.
Yeah, that's
Unless
true, too.
you're fucking, I guess she's fucking with all this fentanyl
She's fucking with the dude that's got a favorite tie, bro.
She must be into drugs herself or something.
Yeah.
Know.
Hey, you know how we only do a little bit of this stuff? How much would it take to kill someone?
How much would it take to overdose them? And how much would it take to kill them? Let's do it.
Fucking horrible.
Putting that shit in the oatmeal, man.
But yeah, the investigator called and pretty much interrogated me over the phone.
Who does fucking actually eat oatmeal, though?
And if you're
dude, that's like
the
porridge,
kind of guy who has
a
favorite tie, you'd think he could just afford some breakfast or to make some more oatmeal in the morning. You making oatmeal for 3 days worth of oatmeal? Just keeping a fucking pot of porridge in your fridge at all times?
Unless there's some kind of special oatmeal that you're supposed to let sit or something. I don't know. I never ate it. But
I never got into oatmeal. Hot cereal just ain't my bag. I like cheese grits because that's like mac and cheese for breakfast. Just a bunch of cheesy, buttery goodness with a little salt and pepper. You ever had cheese grits on a fried egg sandwich?
No, probably.
Dude, the fucking
lived a long time.
When the yolk pops all into the cheese grits, it's like get down, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of, I guess we've already kind of talked about the delivery people of this world and how, I at least try and help them with a little slick come up here and there wherever I can. But apparently some people...
Yeah, that guy that brought those 4 waters from Arby's, he's lucky he's alive. Especially coming into this studio.
That's the truth, dude. Hey, the thing is, if we get shot outside the studio, it's not because of the studio. It's just because there's shootings all the time. I woke up to one this afternoon. I was asking you about. I was like, "Did you hear a shooting when you got here?" Because right before you showed up, I was hearing some rat-a-tats.
Must have been before I got here.
Not by much.
You might have been dreaming.
Yeah, that's true.
You looked pretty groggy when I came in.
Oh, it's just all that Chick-fil-A
tryptophan
sauce
from that real chicken.
Is tryptophan in chicken too?
Probably it's bird shit. Turkey,
Well,
turkeys and fucking chickens aren't too far off each other.
Did you see how this fucking Uber Eats guy got fucking murdered? Well, he was tased and is now dead.
You ever fuck with a capon before?
What's a capon?
Capon is a rooster that they castrate. They castrate it so it won't get any testosterone and hormones. Because if you see a rooster, they got real lean chests.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets the bone structure of a rooster, but it gets like the full breast and meatiness of a hen, a chicken.
So they basically
French cuisine.
They make the rooster into it's a trans chicken. He was a cis rooster.
Yeah.
But they turned it into
it's basically
they transition
trying to get a turkey out of a chicken, out of a rooster.
Oh, okay.
Because it's going to be a bigger bird because it's still got the rooster's bone structure and all that. So I guess it is kind of like transitioning, but it's also kind of a brutal way to have French cuisine. But they taste good.
The thing is, in agricultural, castration is very common.
It doesn't get the testosterone, so it doesn't stay lean and muscular. It gets fatty and plump like regular chickens, but
interesting,
the larger size. Interesting.
I mean,
this is a cooking tidbit with John.
Yeah, celebrity chef Johnny Too Bad.
Yeah, I want to take that to the news studio next time.
Well, these motherfuckers. I mean, this guy was just trying to bring some people some food and make a little money, live. Born in Pakistan.
Oh, you're talking about the carjacking.
Yeah.
Muhammad Anwar, 66 of Springfield, Virginia.
Yeah. Fucking stop subcontinental Asian hate. It's fucking awful. Not cool.
Yeah, it's not just the Asians getting it.
East Asians.
Everybody's getting it.
And West Asians both deserve our love, and like you shouldn't tase them and try and take their fucking whip. It's not nice.
A 13-year-old and a 15-year-old carjacked this 66-year-old dude with a taser.
13 and 15.
Yeah.
I gotta say, John, when I was 13, I wasn't plotting on a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely wasn't rolling around with a taser.
No.
Where did they get the taser?
I don't know. A lot of people say, like, criminals will get these teens to do their dirty work. Like, somebody that runs a chop shop or something will get teens to do the crime. So, if they get it, they get it. But if they get arrested, then they just
go down for like 6 months.
Go down for 6 months in juvie and see Gran.
Yeah.
You know, and she puts them on the white and black team for soccer. But, I don't know. But, like, usually it probably ends up easier, but this guy kind of put up a fight, so they tased him, and then they take off in the car while he's, like, grabbing onto the car, and then they, like, I don't know, it's a bad wreck, but they, like, pretty much flipped it, like,
on its side.
He just got smashed.
Oh, my God. He was up under that motherfucker?
Yeah, it was a bad video.
Oh, man. See, the video wouldn't load for me. You got to see the full-blown faces of death.
Stopped it because it's just graphic, but, yeah, he got killed bad.
Yeah, man. 13 and 15 kill just a hard-working man out taking food to people.
I think they might have already, like, made deals, too. Like, I think they rolled over on if it was, like, somebody putting them up to it or something. But, like, think if you get out, you think you're going and stealing a car at 13 and 15 and you end up killing somebody, like, I mean, they should definitely be put away for at least some time, but they're going to be haunted their whole lives for sure.
Yeah. I would say they'll probably do until they're 18 or maybe for the 15-year-old until they're 21.
But I don't know. Depends on what deals they made. if they made a
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't remember this article.
Because that motherfucker will be getting life. Whoever was like, take this taser and go get a fucking car and come back.
But then...
little girl.
There was a thing, too, where they were saying some people were getting mad because, like, it was... they said 2 girls kill man in carjacking accident or accidentally kill. So people were getting pissed that they were making it almost kind of make an excuse for it, saying like they didn't mean to do it. Like, well, you tased them.
And then you took off.
He probably was like, when you get tased, that shit might kind of lock you up where he couldn't even let go of the car. And then neither one of them can drive. They're 13 and 15. So they smash the car and kill them. Like, you might not say that's like 2nd-degree murder or something, but
there's no need to denigrate it.
It's at the least manslaughter.
Upon the original reporting.
They didn't accidentally do it. They meant to do what they did, and it ended up in somebody getting killed. So
yeah,
I could see that, but it
girls.
It could just be semantics over the wording of the article or whatever. But
you don't slip and fall and carjack somebody.
Yeah.
You know, it's just there's an intention there. But I mean, I still think that. Like that, it says more about how we live in a society where somebody will prey on a child to go do that kind of shit to make money.
People were saying that the reason was because the girls were black, so they were trying to make an excuse for him. But the dude was Pakistani, so
yeah,
it shouldn't really have to do with race.
I don't think that their race has anything to do. I mean, other than the fact that, like,
to me, I think it was just. People glommed onto that article it was just poorly worded. Like, I don't think it meant that they
support
be exonerated or anything. But it's because those girls, man, they're gonna have to live with that shit the rest of their life, and they probably were just doing it for, a couple $100 on their fucking Fortnite account or some bullshit. Like,
yeah, or to feed themselves and their family. That's a possibility too. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people going through hard times. If you're out carjacking at 13, I'm guessing your home life isn't great.
No, it's probably terrible. That's what I mean, though. Is like they're easily susceptible to these bigger criminals. But that's what I'm saying. It's like
children.
Same thing they do with like drug dealers where they put younger kids on the block because if they get arrested. They don't spend that much time, and as long as they pay for shit for their family, they won't roll over on them. Yeah. So, like a grown-up dude, he ain't gonna be out on the corner selling the shit. He's gonna have like a bunch of 13 and 15-year-olds fucking selling that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't see any decrease in the amount of children that aren't in school all day long during school hours. Like, for somebody who, like, I deliver to bars that are 21 and up, I see a lot of children just not in school at all. And also, like, I understand that they're doing their just out and about. Any place I stop, I see there's a bunch of kids there. And I'm like, why are they not in school? And I understand that like a lot of these kids are doing at-home learning. But why are they not at home learning during school hours? If they're supposed to be doing at-home learning, they should be at home learning. Not at the fucking gas station, 6 deep. But these parents, they don't have their kids just aren't learning shit. They're not going to school at all.
It might be where you can just kind of do it at any time of the day, or I don't know.
All I know is I don't want to see fucking kids at fucking 11:30 on a Monday morning.
I just don't want to see any kids.
I don't want to see any kids at all in public, period. Just like, no, I just don't want to see them during the days, like when I'm trying to get a cup of coffee so I don't fucking kill somebody. And I got fucking
these
little kids are touching everything and drooling all over shit.
Which way would you rather see kids? Clothed or unclothed?
I would rather not see children
clothed or unclothed.
Well, clothed.
Okay, cut that.
don't be giving directions.
Edit it to where he says, "I don't want to see any kids," and then clothed.
No. I want to see every child clothed. We should have clothing drives. But I don't understand. Part of what made school
just donate
a good thing,
some of you've got all these new clothes, donate some of your old shit, and they can probably clothe like a few kids off of each item. Just trim it up and sew it up.
Yeah, man. We could, I could take all my shirts and turn them into like 5,000 pairs of socks. Like we could give kids socks by the gross off of one T-shirt. I want to thank everybody that's been watching and supporting the show. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff here this spring. Me and Johnny Boy got a little TV show that I wrote. We're going to be filming here shortly. The last of the equipment has been purchased, and we've already begun full production on the original music for the show that I wrote, and that John's going to be in there with me. And I wanted to just go ahead and announce
talk about my contract.
Well,
there's still got some negotiating.
There's no contracts, no paperwork, and I will make all the money from the show.
We'll see.
But I will pay you, but I'll be making all the money because I'm paying all the money. That's right. I'm investing in myself and my family. We're gonna make some really cool, funny little shows.
Keith, I've got more credits than you after the past couple weeks.
That's true. You have surpassed me in credits now that you're a celebrity chef. Shout out to WERK.
It's WKRP in Cincinnati.
WKRP.
Too close to Kentucky for me.
But anyway, so we got a show coming to you guys here real soon. There might be 1 week we take off while we do some filming and stuff. But we'll try and get an extra episode recorded for you guys for that week, and we'll let you know about when that stuff's gonna come out as we get a little bit closer to it. But I figure we might as well talk about Brothers Goddamn a little bit. As we're getting into production. I had the first music meeting and did some recording and shit just this past Wednesday. So the wheels are in motion. And
I'm just not gonna do any faces.
No faces, and
I can't get Chris Lilly, dude.
Could we do any gay love scenes? You do play like a cop, so would you be interested in me writing that into one of the episodes where you like?
I'm not doing any gay stuff either.
Okay, so you're Will Smith and me right off the bat, really stomping on my creative bone there, Joan.
I told you, dude, we're in negotiations.
All right. Sounds good to me. Well, maybe that'll be a big topic next episode. We'll find out what needs to be negotiated, but
we'll have to get a stand-in if you want some gay stuff.
All right.
Just get a rip dude in some kind of Adidas outfit, and I'll be rocking it.
All right. Sounds good. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace out.